In Kashmir, there are 4 videos that have gone viral. Videos that tell the different faces of the situation that's present in Kashmir today. In one video, you've got the CRPF being attacked by stone pelters. In this video, the CRPF Jawans show exemplary restraint. Despite the huge provocation, they don't fire back, instead continue with their polling duty. In another video, the most recent video tweeted out by Omar Abdullah this morning, there's an army convoy, there's a stone pelter who's put on the bonnet. He's tied to the bonnet. Now the company commander says that he had no option. He was surrounded by 500 stone pelters and they were hurtling stones at the army. And this is one controversial but effective move with which he was able to get away. Then there's the third video in which a CRPF deployment comes under attack. It's the locals who help the CRPF Jawans get away. And then there's the final video where you've got people on the left corner of your screen. You've got people pelting stones at the CRPF. In that, one kid, one very young stone pelter is shot dead. So 4 videos that tell the situation of what's happening in Kashmir at this time. We'll debate this controversial new video about the army using a stone pelter as a human shield and ask whether it's a desperate situation which called for a desperate solution. Before that, here's the story.
A man tied to an army jeep in a bid to keep stone pelters in check. A human symbol of the tug-of-war between locals and forces in the Kashmir Valley. A human shield, apparently, to protect the forces from the locals' anger and stones. The video shared by former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister and National Conference leader Omar Abdullah on Twitter, triggering national outrage. Omar was angry at the media for showing just what he said was one side of the story after the attack on a CRPF Jawan by a fringe Kashmiri mob. Defending army action, sources have told India Today that they had to resort to taking the step when an irate mob of 500 attacked a polling station in Budgam on the 9th of April. Since the army does not carry pellet guns, lathis or crowd control mechanisms, and the officer did not want to open fire, he chose what the army calls a controversial but effective method. The army's big defense, the move saved polling officers and the electronic.
Has now snowballed into a major war of words in Kashmir Valley. While the government has said that an FIR will be initiated in this matter, there are other voices in the valley now coming up and suggesting that there are other incidents which needed to be probed.
Omar has sought an investigation into the shocking video, carrying a clear warning that stone pelters would meet the same fate. The army has begun a verification and investigation. But is it wrong to warn the traitors? And can Kashmir ever be won by force? Is it wrong to compare the thrashing of a country's defender with an ordinary citizen who picks up stones to attack the soldiers? And are politicians fueling the Kashmir fire? Do such comments shield the anti-national elements? There are no easy answers, but no valley can bloom as gunshots boom. No answers can be found till the big questions are brushed under the carpet, and no healing till the wounds are treated. With Gaurav Sawant in Delhi and Shujaul Haq in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
500 stone pelters had surrounded this army deployment. The young company commander coming out with a controversial but effective solution. What's wrong with what he did? What would have been better? Him opening fire. Remember, this is the Indian Army, and unlike the CRPF, they don't carry pellet guns with them. They have no non-lethal weapons. What option did he have, and why are politicians trying to make it seem as if the army is somehow the villain in this, when the fact is the army, which had a small deployment there, was being pelted with stones by locals? Joining us on the newsroom tonight, Shabnam Lone is an activist, lawyer. Lieutenant General Jaswal, former Northern Army commander. Dilip Trivedi is former Director General of the CRPF, and Sohail Bukhari is a spokesperson of the ruling PDP. And Gaurav Sawant is our strategic affairs editor. He's joining us on this broadcast. I want to go across to Sohail Bukhari first, because Sohail, we've seen various highly animated reactions from Kashmiri politicians at that time, and it does look a little awkward. You've got this stone pelter tied to the bonnet of a jonga and you're wondering what's going on. We've then had an opportunity to speak to officials involved in what happened in this particular place. 53 Rashtra Rifles involved. This happening in Gundipura in Birwa, which is where Omar Abdullah stands from. Now, they'd look at the circumstances. They'd been surrounded by stone pelters. Those stone pelters were firing away one stone after another. They didn't have any non-lethal weapons. There were 10 of them versus 500 stone pelters. We should actually be commending the young army commander for having found a non-lethal solution. Yes, it looks awkward undisputedly, but given the circumstances, he got out without anybody dying. Isn't that something should be welcomed, Sohail?
Well, maybe I do not have access to the kind of information that you have, because you seem to be absolutely sure about the kind of circumstances that led to the incident and in which it was executed. But I do not have. On the contrary, the details that I have, based on certain news reports which have been attributed to some of the leading news agencies of the country, what they are suggesting is that the person has been identified, and he is a person who, despite all this boycott, had gone in the morning and voted, and then had gone to see the family members where there was some bereavement. And then suddenly he finds himself tied to a car. So as of now, I do not think that it is wise for anybody to first establish straight away the circumstances and then try to create either justification or, for that matter, anything against it, because the investigations have to be taken forward. Having said that, no circumstances whatsoever. When we talk of an issue and a situation where you have a civilian being used as a shield, as is being alleged in this case, this definitely is not what the Indian Army has set its standards for. We have seen them, coming out and holding high standards for themselves, and that's precisely why we have not. If it were that simple, instead of you saying it in your studio, we would have had an army spokesperson, an MOD spokesperson coming out and explaining and defending what they have done. They definitely are not doing it themselves. Therefore, let's not jump the gun. Having said that, it's very important to understand that all these incidents have been quite unfortunate. But one important aspect that came out of these videos going viral is that probably for the first time in recent past, what we are trying to figure out and is reflected is that there is no binary. There's no black and white. There are gray shades of grey.
Let's look at it this way. The young army commander had his troops fired on. Continuous raining of stones by stone pelters. Gaurav, you've been speaking to officials who were involved in this particular operation from the Rashtra Rifles. What are they telling you?
So this was a quick reaction team, a QRT that was called in. There was an SOS that was sent out.
By whom?
By the local, police, CRPF. There was a polling station there. That polling station came under fire. They had to rescue polling staff. So they had ITBP personnel, they had polling staff, they had their EVM machines, and only 7-8 soldiers in 3 vehicles. So with 2 other vehicles, it was a convoy of 5, more than 500 people, and that is what the army sources are telling India today. There was stone pelting from every side. Now this person is a matter of investigation, who he was, what his background is. He was then brought out and tied to the bonnet. Now this is a violation of all laws of the land. You can, even the United Nations says you cannot use a human being as a human shield. But as you rightly pointed out, Rahul, was this effective or not? Not a single shot was fired. Army does not carry pellet guns. Army does not carry tear gas shells. To get out of this situation where you have over 500 people, as the army says, attacking you with stones and also from rooftops, he would have had to open fire.
General Jaswal, if you were Northern Army commander at this time, would you be applauding this young company commander for having found a non-lethal solution? Or do you believe that this is really distasteful? You're tied up a young boy on a bonnet. This is not really the kind of image the Indian Army wants to project. Now, this whole context, background, we're explaining to our viewers now because the Army has spoken to us. A lot of people would be viewing this video on social media and they'd have no clue of what happened. They just look at it and it does look awkward.
I'm not too sure about the veracity of this particular incident, but since you're saying that the army has given a statement, I for one, I definitely condemn a civilian being used as a shield. These boys, they had the weapons. If they had to open fire, who's responsible? The crowd themselves. They're not supposed to be there pelting stones, and we have faced many a situation of this nature, even in 2010. No one is used. And to say that it's an innovative technique and no one died, you didn't have to open up, but you cannot violate the provisions of international law and the law of the country. This boy, in his exuberance, probably has exercised an innovative technique, was wrong, and I highly condemn it. He had got weapons, he's got drills. Had he dismounted, walked along, and if in case they started stone throwing, he would have warned and fired thereafter. If the casualty is there, the crowd themselves are responsible, not the officer. That's a military-like operation. But this is not the way they would tie a person ahead of the vehicle. And
it's
then
a little more complicated. I agree with you, but I'm saying for a young officer, there is a complex situation. Let me show you the next video. I said there are 4 videos that have gone viral. In this video, you will see stones are being pelted, and those youngsters are firing away. The armed forces are giving a warning to these youngsters to back off. They don't do so, and one of the bullets hits a kid, a young stone pelter, and he dies. Now that video will be up on your screen in just a moment. I want to ask Dilip Trivedi, which would be the better option, Mr. Trivedi, because you're hearing General Jaswal say he should have opened fire, the stone pelters were responsible. The Rashtra Rifles officials telling us that they think that this is a controversial, though effective solution. They're also saying that the same has been done in Israel. There it is. Let's just zoom in. Let me get my video journalist to zoom in a bit. There you go. This is from where, Gaurav?
So this again is Budgam. It's exactly the same area. Polling
again,
is going
polling
on.
Day.
It is polling day. Polling is happening. These youngsters, they are pelting stones, and this is not the army. This is the Indo-Tibetan Border Police.
ITBP.
So this is ITBP. So you have additional forces who've been deployed there. They're being pelted at. You're looking at these images. They repeatedly pelt stones. You're looking at these images. They come under fire. They warn them, and now there's an inquiry ordered. Why did he open fire? Under what circumstances? So this is a matter of investigation. But General Jaswal says that if you
what
warn
is better,
them,
Dilip Trivedi, if you come under assault from these stone pelters, you've asked them to back off, you've given them warnings, they don't do so. What do you think should have been done by the ITBP and the army in these cases?
Well, let me tell you one thing very clearly, that law and order is a state subject, and all the forces, be it ITBP, BSF, CRP, we all go there in aid of the civil forces. And when we go there in the aid of the civil forces, all the forces have been trained in a certain way. The ITBP has never been trained in law and order control, for controlling law and order. They are not trained in lathi drill. They are not trained to fire pellet guns. All this appeasement that is being done, from shifting from guns to pellet guns to non-lethal weapons to absolutely weapons which will not be effective, it doesn't make sense to me. Why do you need to bring in these forces if you don't need them? It is like buying a derby horse and then tying him to a tonga. It's a no-win situation for anybody. The government of India has spent so much of money and resources in training these boys, be it CRP, BSF, ITBP, and now they have been trained to do a certain job. You've inducted them in the valley to help you. They will come with their training and their this thing. Now at that point of time, you start saying, no, don't do this, don't do this.
Video by video.
Lethal, do
Mr.
that.
Trivedi, once again, let's take a video by video. Let's take that video about which there's a lot of resentment in Kashmir. Young Kashmiri boy tied to a vehicle, and then the convoy passes. It's very effective. The stone pelters have to back off. The Israelis do it. But it's not the way the Indian Army usually operates. That's undisputed. It's not the way the Indian Army operates. Do you think the young company commander should be applauded for having ensured he got out of the situation without any casualties, or would you be pulling him up?
I would just agree with what the general said. We have to honor this thing, and if we are put there with a job, and with that job we are given a rifle to use, then we must use that rifle rather than use other kind of methods. I totally agree with what the journalist said. So I have no qualms about saying that what you are trained to do, what you are told to do, what the law allows you to do, that should be done.
Okay, Shabnam Lone, both the officers from service backgrounds on our show saying they should have opened fire. Now there are 500 pelters pelting these stones. There would have been mayhem if that young company commander had opened fire. Several casualties. This is one way he thinks he found a solution to this. Would you be applauding him? Or do you think opening fire would have been better?
Well, Rahul, let me answer it in two dimensions. One, as a lawyer, so I would try not to be emotional. And secondly, as a Kashmiri who is deeply anguished, hurt and pained by what I have seen on these videos. Now, let me answer it first as a lawyer. It has three dimensions. One, the constitutional and fundamental rights of this person who has been tied. Second, the army code. This officer has violated the army code. Third, it's the violation of international law of human rights. Under the Geneva Convention, you cannot use any person, whatever the circumstances, as a human shield. This man, his right to dignity has been indignified. The army had absolutely no power and right to tie him to this jeep. So he should be court-martialed. That the CEO should see to it that this young officer is court-martialed. I appeal to the Prime Minister of India.
There would have been multiple deaths. There'd be blood on the streets. There'd be blood on the streets of Gundipura. Several kids could have died. And ultimately, what led to this situation? It's the pelters throwing these stones at the army. That's what caused the situation in the first place.
You have to understand no. You have to understand that you are talking about a valley which is on the boil, a valley which is a latent political volcano, and it has impregnable dimensions, not only for the country, but for the entire subcontinent. I read somewhere the Third World War will start from Kashmir because it will be ultimately a nuclear flashpoint.
Hold it just for a moment. We're looking dispassionately as possible at that video. This makes no sense. I don't know, you read somewhere some crazy person saying something Third World War will start from Kashmir. Makes no sense. Let's focus, because Gaurav, ultimately it's a tough, tricky call.
It's a lose-lose for the security forces. You open fire, you get court-martialed, like in Budgam incident. You don't open fire, you use a human shield, you get court-martialed. So why should the forces fight this battle? You know, I for once disagree with the general for the simple reason that generals, you know, while you have to follow the rule of law, you also have to ensure that the young commanders on ground take a dynamic call. Unfortunately, what's happening in our army is there are so many rules on security forces that our young officers don't take the initiative at all. They just follow the laid out procedure. You follow SOPs and you open fire.
No, but okay, Sohail Bukhari, look at the options. You open fire, 5, 6, 7, maybe more.
You'll have
young stone pelters die. They're dead. So, yes, this looks awkward, no dispute, but ultimately the young company commander found a controversial but effective way out. What would you prefer, blood on the streets or a solution to that current situation?
Well, Rahul, looking at what Gaurav has to say, it seems that the general who's never worn a uniform like Gaurav knows more about military and how it should execute things on ground than the real general. So I must say one thing, that there's absolutely no reason to justify this to be a one viable tactic, because if you justify this, then you'll have to maybe change the code of how army executes, because you would have such issues every now and then change the army code of conduct and ensure that they can do it every now and then to save the lives, if that be the justification. Having said that, whenever there is a court martial, the officer on ground is always given an opportunity to prove that whatever he did was precisely required. And I don't know what Gaurav Sawant is referring to when he says that if you kill, like in Budgam, there would be a court martial. If you don't kill, there would be a court martial. I don't think that is the real projection of how real
I must just say this.
There have been
the Indian Army is a very disciplined force. It's an army that abides by the spirit and the letter of the Army Act. And if there is a violation, of course, there must be consequences. Make no mistake about it. And I think that's one of the best things about the Indian Army, that no matter how adversarial the circumstances may be, they're always upholding a higher code. And if there is an error, there can be no mistake. There can be no justification for a mistake. If there's a mistake in General Jaiswal, and we defer to his long years of experience on the ground as a field commander, if there's a mistake, of course there must be consequences, General.
If you don't mind.
General Jaiswal.
Well, I have one point to add.
Yeah. May I please? Can I?
General Jaiswal, go ahead, please.
Yeah. You see, this particular thing that jumping to court-martial, there is a procedure. His intention will be established. He has done a wrong thing. He will be. But to court-martial him and send him to jail or something, I do not know. That leave it to the army. Now, to say that a couple of boys could have got killed, the procedure is very clear. If one shot, that will be the starting point. If that can do the trick, they'll try and fire below the leg or onto the leg, sorry. And if the crowd disperses, there is no requirement of firing a second shot. If the crowd does not go, then again, a second shot would be fired below the leg, that is below the waist. So it is not that a lot of people are going to die on that. So to assume that, well, if we resort to firing, there's a situation where it's going to get aggravated, etc. Well, sorry. It's very, very clear. And this should be rather clear to all the stone pelters. You come in the way of army, army does not fire in the air. We exercise restraint, but not forced repression. Absolutely. We will take aim and we will shoot. That's the order. And if it does not do that, and if it fires in the air, that's a crime again. Now this dichotomy which is there in the mind of this company commander, whatever it is, I am 200% convinced. Had he resorted to the army drills which are there, dismounted, taken position, he would have announced. The moment the troops would have cocked the weapon, you could have seen the effect out there. The first shot fired, it has happened earlier also, the crowd disperses. I will not defend a wrong act.
Absolutely,
Never.
and I think that's the good thing. That's a fantastic thing, General, and I respect and appreciate what you're doing. If there is a error of any kind, a mistake, a senior general, he's not out like politicians trying to justify what a party man may have done. He's saying it's a mistake, there must be disciplinary action. I think that's really the spirit of the Indian Army. Fantastic. Thank you very much, General Jaiswal, for joining us. Suhail Bukhari, Shabnam Lone, Dilip Trivedi for joining me in the newsroom. Thank you. So got something to think about for that young army commander, from the young field commander, that you can't get carried away. Do what you're trained to. Don't try and find these solutions. It may be effective, but that's not the way the army acts. You have your solutions, you've been trained, go out and do what you've been trained to do. We're slipping into a quick break. When we come back, we'll have Arvind Kejriwal exclusive. We'll also get you that video that Kumar Vishwas put out just a short while before now, where he's actually hurt at his own party. So first we had Prashant Bhushan walk out, Yogendra Yadav, Jarnail Singh now upset. Is that controversial video in which he seems to be taking pot shots at his own party? First, let me put out this video. Remember, Kumar Vishwas was not campaigning in Punjab, quite upset. He asked the party repeatedly, could he be sent? They didn't use him. He also wanted to contribute to the MCD elections. He hasn't been used again. He says there will be a big tahelka after the MCD results come out. Before that, he's put out this video. Let's listen in.
अगर आप भ्रष्टाचार मुक्ति का पर्व लेकर दिल्ली में सरकार बनाएंगे और उसके बाद आप ही के लोग भ्रष्टाचार के घेरे में होंगे और आप मौन हो जाएंगे, उन्हें बचाने की कोशिश करेंगे, तो लोग आपसे सवाल पूछेंगे। क्योंकि सरकारें आनी जानी है 5 साल 10 साल इन हवेलियों में, इन महलों में, इन 7 रेस कोर्स में, मुख्यमंत्री निवासों में आपकी अस्थियां नहीं गाड़ी जानी। यह देश याद रखता है फकीरों को, यह देश याद रखता है गांधी को, यह देश याद रखता है जयप्रकाश नारायण को। इसलिए आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि अपने अपने कोटरों से बाहर निकलिए, अपने अपने ब्रैकेट से बाहर निकलिए। संकट बहुत बड़ा है, इसे हम सामान्य समझ रहे हैं।
Kumar Vishwas of the Aam Aadmi Party, Ashutosh Mishra tracks the Aam Aadmi Party for us, is joining us on this broadcast. Trouble in AAP, one of their key faces, putting out this video, taking very clear, indirect but sharp pot shots at the Aam Aadmi Party leadership.
Well, Rahul, being, a topmost senior leader of the party, this time Kumar Vishwas has escalated attack against the party and the Arvind Kejriwal, chief minister and the national convener of the party. Perhaps this video was a reference that was issued by Kumar Vishwas on his YouTube, that this was with regard to the, the soldiers that were attacked, assaulted and misbehaved in Jammu and Kashmir. So attacking Prime Minister Modi and BJP over the nationalism narrative. Now Vishwas has added a new chapter in this MCD polls narrative. We have heard how Yogendra Yadav, the former AAP leader, they have questioned Arvind Kejriwal. You also heard Jarnail Singh questioning Aam Aadmi Party. But this time, this is going to be very serious and a big setback just ahead of the crucial MCD poll for the AAP, as the senior top leader Kumar Vishwas coming out and escalated attacking not any other issue, but a very specific and the core issue perhaps, that the agenda which was why the Arvind Kejriwal government was elected in the national capital of Delhi. Rahul?
Why is he upset? He's been promising people who've been speaking to him a big tehelka after the MCD elections. He clearly is upset, wasn't used in Punjab, isn't being used now. What is A, he upset about, and B, why is Kejriwal not using him? He's their star campaigner, he's a very popular leader, mass orator, has a certain public connect. Why is he on the back burner?
Rahul, the sources close to Vishwas claim that he is first unhappy with the party. He is unhappy, as he rightly mentioned in his video as well, very clearly, that the people, those who are charged with corruption cases, why party maintaining silent, and instead of prosecuting them, why party is supporting them. So that's the the second point. Now we have also heard from the sources which are close to Kumar Vishwas that he is unhappy since the day he was not allowed to campaign in Punjab. So far, the party or top leaders are campaigning in the Delhi across the city, but the Vishwas is not. However, his name does exist in the star campaigners list, but he has not been assigned for. When I spoke to Kumar Vishwas that whether you are unhappy, are you wish to come on record that what is actually your view on this, he is maintaining silence. But now after just ahead of few days assembly poll, coming with this video escalating a sharp attack against party chief and party and the other leaders, this is going to be a big setback for the party.
No, it's very embarrassing for Arvind Kejriwal because he clearly can't get along with anyone. First he couldn't get along with Prashant Bhushan, Yogendra Yadav, they walked out, Shazia Elmi, the list is long. And now it seems Kumar Vishwas, who's been with him through thick and thin, also seems to be very upset. He's promising a big tehelka after the MCD elections. Let's see what that is. I now bring you the interview with Arvind Kejriwal. Remember, this was done before Kumar Vishwas put out the video, so that particular question is not there. But we asked him about the troubles confronting AAP and the party getting hammered in the Rajouri Garden election. Here it is.
तो ये आपकी जिंदगी का भी सवाल है, मेरी जिंदगी का भी सवाल है. ईवीएम में गड़बड़ है तो कुछ बचेगा ही नहीं इस देश में. नीतीश कुमार, ममता बनर्जी आपके साथ हैं इस पूरे ईवीएम वाले मसले पे? सर सारों सबको मेरे को कल पता चला कि बीएसपी ने और शायद कांग्रेस ने भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अंदर इसके ऊपर केस भी किया है. तो बहुत सारी पार्टियां साथ आ रही हैं, कुछ बोल रही हैं, कुछ केस कर रही हैं. मैं एक बस आखिरी सवाल एक आपसे और पूछना चाहूंगा कि आप इंजीनियर खुद हैं, जो इलेक्शन कमीशन है उसने सीधा सीधा नकार दिया है. उसने कहा कोई तरीका ही नहीं है, पूर्व इलेक्शन कमिश्नर से लेकर अभी तक जब से ये यहां पर आया है फुल प्रूफ है, इसमें किसी तरह की टैंपरिंग नहीं हो सकती. क्या सोचकर आपने कहा कि हम इसको हैक कर लेंगे? ऐसा क्या कर सकते हैं? मोटे मोटे इतने सारे जो मैंने एग्जाम्पल दिए, अगर फुल प्रूफ है तो भिंड की मशीन सारे बटनों के ऊपर बीजेपी को वोट क्यों दे रही है? सॉफ्टवेयर को टेम्पर किया गया. धौलपुर की 18 मशीनें सारे बटन को क्यों दे रही है? सारे बटन कमल को वोट क्यों दे रहे हैं? उस पुणे के कैंडिडेट की वोट कहाँ गई जो उसकी अपनी वोट पड़ी थी? इस तरह से पंजाब के अंदर, उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर बहुत सारे ऐसे एग्जांपल्स निकले. नंबर 1. नंबर 2, अमेरिका तो अपने से ज़्यादा टेक्निकली एडवांस है. अमेरिका में भी बीच में ईवीएम आई थी, उन्होंने बंद कर दी. उन्होंने कहा कि ईवीएम टेम्पर की जा सकती है, टेम्पर प्रूफ नहीं है. इलेक्शन कमीशन कह रहा है कि उनका ईवीएम और हमारी ईवीएम बहुत फर्क है. उनका हमारा मतलब ज्यादा एडवांस है. हमारा ईवीएम उनके हिसाब से कि वो उनको भेज दो, क्योंकि ऑनलाइन वहां पे अमेरिका वाला जो ईवीएम था वो ऑनलाइन कहीं ना कहीं से कनेक्टेड होता था, हमारा किसी तरीके से कनेक्टेड नहीं है, तो वो हैक नहीं हो सकता. उनका ये कहना है. उनका ये कहना होगा, लेकिन हैक नहीं भी हो सकता. उसके अंदर 100 तरीके हैं जिसके जरिए ईवीएम को टेम्पर किया जा सकता है. जी, अगर अपना इतना ही अच्छा है तो अमेरिका वालों से बात करके हम एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं. हम उनको कह सकते हैं भाई हमने एक क्षेत्र ऐसा है जिसमें हमने अमेरिका से ज़्यादा अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी. जर्मनी ने बंद कर दिया, यूरोप ने बंद कर दिया, सारी कंट्रीज जिन लोगों ने, जापान से हमारी चिप जो है जो ईवीएम में डलती है वो 2 कंट्रीज से आती है. अमेरिका की माइक्रोचिप्स टेक्नोलॉजीज लिमिटेड से आती है, वहाँ पे ईवीएम नहीं यूज होती, वहाँ से आती है. जापान से रेनेसां करके एक कंपनी है, वहाँ से आती है, वहाँ पे ईवीएम यूज नहीं होती. जापान में भी पेपर बैलेट यूज होता है. सारे अच्छा, अब मैं आपको एक छोटा सा उदाहरण देता हूँ कैसे एक्चुअली ये टेम्पर करते हैं, मुझे अभी नहीं पता, लेकिन 10 तरीके हैं जिससे टेम्पर किया जा सकता है। एक तरीका आपको बताता हूँ। चिप बनती है जहाँ पे जापान में, मान लो जिस कंपनी में, उस चिप के अंदर बनाते वक्त उन लोगों ने कोई कोड डाल दिया, कोई वायरस डाल दिया, कोई बग डाल दिया, कोई ट्रोजन हॉर्स डाल दिया उसके अंदर, वो चिप इंडिया आई। अब आरटीआई के अंदर इलेक्शन कमीशन ने जवाब दिया है कि जो चिप वो बना के भेजते हैं उसको पढ़ने की हमारे पास कोई कैपेसिटी नहीं है, उसको पढ़ा भी नहीं जाता, उसके अंदर उन्होंने क्या डाल के भेजा। तो आप कैसे कह सकते हो कि चिप के अंदर कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं है?
तो मतलब बीजेपी दूसरी कंपनीज को भी इन्फ्लुएंस करके वो कर सकती है, तो कांग्रेस भी हो सकता है टाइम पे ईवीएम आए तो वो भी कर सकते हैं।
मैं ये नहीं कह रहा, मैं कह रहा हूँ आप पॉसिबिलिटीज पूछ रहे हो। पॉसिबिलिटीज में आज आपको 10 पॉसिबिलिटीज दे सकता हूँ कि जिसके जरिए, तो अगर वहीं से सोर्स के ऊपर ही अगर चिप के अंदर ही गड़बड़ होके आ गई, चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर को भी नहीं पता, इलेक्शन कमिश्नर को भी नहीं पता, डीसी को भी नहीं पता, रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर को भी नहीं पता, पुलिस किसी को नहीं पता,
अगर एमसीडी जीते तो
हमारी ईवीएम की लड़ाई जारी रहेगी, चाहे जीते चाहे हारे, हमारी ईवीएम की लड़ाई जारी रहेगी जब तक ईवीएम को रिप्लेस करके बैलेट पेपर।
अगर आप एमसीडी जीते और उस ईवीएम की जांच कराई जाए तो आप उसके लिए तैयार होंगे?
हम तैयार हैं। हम आज भी कह रहे हैं जीते तो दोबारा बैलेट पेपर करा लेना, हमें उसके लिए कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
चलिए, मैं अब ईवीएम से आगे बढ़ना चाहूंगा। दिल्ली में एक अभी फिलहाल एक इस तरह का माहौल बना हुआ है कि आम आदमी पार्टी, जैसे गवर्नेंस के ऊपर आपके सवाल उठाए गए, करप्शन एक ऐसा मुद्दा था जो आम आदमी पार्टी का जिससे उठकर आप आए। करप्शन का एक ऐसा मुद्दा था कि ये सोच नहीं सकते थे कि आम आदमी पार्टी इस बॉक की पार्टी से अलग है।
हाँ, मतलब
सर अभी क्योंकि लगता नहीं है कि वो प्राइम मतलब मेन मुद्दा है आम आदमी पार्टी का, क्योंकि आपके ऊपर वो क्वेश्चंस उठाए जा रहे हैं। मैं एक छोटा सा शुंगलू कमेटी की एक रिपोर्ट से मैं 2-3 उठा लेता हूं, उसके बाद फिर हम उसके आगे बात करते रहेंगे। एक सीबीआई ने अभी एक सबसे पहले एक प्राइमरी इंक्वायरी शुरू करी है सत्येंद्र जैन के खिलाफ। वो हेल्थ मिनिस्टर हैं आपके। हवाला के मामले में उन्हें बोला जा रहा है कि उन्होंने काफी पैसे का इधर उधर किया। आपके ही मिनिस्टर हैं, आप कहते हैं कि आप किसी तरह इस तरह के लोगों को बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे। अगर इस तरह की आवाजें उठती हैं, आपने जब आपकी पार्टी बनी थी उससे पहले आप जब आंदोलन करते थे 15 मिनिस्टर्स की एक लिस्ट निकाली थी, उनके ऊपर तब तक कोई एफआईआर दर्ज नहीं हुई थी। आपने कहा था इन सबको रिजाइन कर देना चाहिए। सत्येंद्र जैन क्यों बैठे हुए हैं अभी तक आपकी कैबिनेट में?
सर, 2 चीजें हैं। जैसा मैंने कहा कि हमने दिल्ली के बहुत बड़े बड़े माफिया को अटैक किया है, बहुत बड़े बड़े लोगों से पंगे लिए हैं, वो हमें छोड़ने वाले नहीं हैं। वो रोज कीचड़ फेंकेंगे हमारे ऊपर, रोज कीचड़ फेंकेंगे। जब भी हमारे किसी एमएलए या किसी मंत्री के ऊपर कोई भी आरोप लगता है, मैं उसकी सारी कागज पढ़ता हूँ, और मैंने हमेशा बोला है कि कल मेरा बेटा भी अगर गड़बड़ करेगा मैं उसे छोड़ूंगा नहीं। हमने खुद जब प्राइमा फेसाई एविडेंस कहीं पे स्ट्रांग मिला तो अपने मंत्रियों को रिजाइन करने के लिए फोर्स किया, उनको निकाल दिया। पहली पार्टी है जो ऐसा कर रही है। ये सारे कागज मैंने देखे हैं। सत्येंद्र जैन दिल्ली के बहुत बड़े आर्किटेक्ट थे मंत्री बनने के पहले। उन्होंने करोड़ों रुपए कमाए अपने बिजनेस में। उन करोड़ों रुपयों से उन्होंने कुछ जमीनें खरीदी थी 2007-2008 में, उसके आसपास। आज जब उन्होंने दिल्ली के ड्रग माफिया के ऊपर अटैक किया है, एज पीडब्ल्यूडी मिनिस्टर जब उन्होंने कॉन्ट्रैक्टर माफिया को अटैक किया है, तब वो कह रहे हैं 2007 में 2008 में जमीन खरीदी थी, वो गड़बड़ थी। कोई गड़बड़ नहीं है, मैंने देखे हैं, लेकिन जारी उनकी इंक्वायरी जारी रहे। अगर जरा सी उनकी 2007 की भी गड़बड़ होती मैं बर्दाश्त नहीं करता। लेकिन ये कीचड़ फेंका जाएगा। मनीष सिसोदिया के ऊपर क्या आरोप है? मनीष सिसोदिया का आप आरोप सुनोगे तो बड़े दंग रह जाओगे। वो टॉक टू ए के प्रोग्राम किया था जी। उसमें कह रहे हैं जब हमने फेसबुक को, ट्विटर को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया, उसकी टेंडरिंग नहीं की। फेसबुक तो एक ही कंपनी है ना। फेसबुक की टेंडरिंग करके फेसबुक कैसे आ सकता है? ट्विटर की टेंडरिंग करके इसके ऊपर मनीष सिसोदिया पे एफआईआर कर दी। तो मतलब जबरदस्ती ये दिखाना चाहते हैं टीवी के ऊपर, मनीष सिसोदिया पे एफआईआर, मनीष सिसोदिया पे एफआईआर, ये भ्रष्ट हो गई, ये जनता समझ रही है, जनता यही कह रही है, ये पीछे पड़े हुए हैं। ये लोग क्यों पीछे पड़े हुए हैं? ये हमें तोड़ना चाहते हैं। जैसे दूसरे ऑपोजिशन के नेताओं की सबकी फाइलें खोल रखी है इन्होंने, बीजेपी वालों ने, उनको आर्म ट्विस्ट करते हैं। हम मेरे ऊपर इन्होंने सीबीआई की रेड कराई कि कुछ मिल जाए केजरीवाल, कुछ नहीं मिला। हम इनसे टूट नहीं रहे, हम इनके कंट्रोल में नहीं आ रहे, हम अपनी लड़ाई जारी रखे हुए हैं। हमारा दफ्तर छीन लिया इन्होंने। बताओ
कि आपने जैसे जो आपका ऑफिस था, वो ऑफिस आपने अपने आप को दे दिया, ठीक तरीके से नहीं दिया, एलजी के पास आपने फाइल नहीं भेजी।
मैं आपसे
पहले मिनिस्टर को वो दिया, उसके बाद फिर अपने
मैं आपको बता देता हूँ,
आपने अपने एमएलए को भी एक घर दिया ऑफिस के नाम पर, उसको वहां पर फुली फर्निश कर दिया गया। स्वाति मालीवाल को आपने घर दिया, जिससे कि जो कमेटी की रिपोर्ट हो गई थी, ये सब प्रोविजन ही नहीं है, आपने प्रोविजन के बिना ही ये सब काम कर दिए। तो एक माहौल या एक इमेज इस तरह की जा रही है कि ये भी वही कर रहे हैं जो सब करते थे, अपने लोगों को बांट दो, पोस्ट बांट दो, घर बांट दो, वही कर रहे हैं ये लोग।
हाँ, तो वही मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि बताओ तो ऐसी स्पेसिफिक कहाँ गड़बड़ करी। पूरी शुंगलू कमेटी उठा के देख लो, पूरी रिपोर्ट के अंदर एक नए पैसे का भ्रष्टाचार अगर हो, एक ही चीज़ शुंगलू साहब ने जगह जगह लिखी है, एलजी को फाइल नहीं भेजी, एलजी को फाइल नहीं भेजी, एलजी को फाइल नहीं भेजी। हम उन दिनों में एलजी को फाइल नहीं भेजा करते थे, हमारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग थी। दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट का ऑर्डर आया, उसके बाद हमने एलजी को फाइलें भेजनी चालू कर दी। बस एक ही चीज़ के ऊपर इसकी फाइल नहीं भेजी, उसकी फाइल नहीं भेजी, ये वाली फाइल नहीं भेजी, वो वाली फाइल नहीं भेजी, हर चीज़ के अंदर ये लिखा हुआ है। दिल्ली सरकार आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार है, 67 सीट है हमारी। कानून में लिखा है कि जिस पार्टी की इतनी सीट होती है उसको सरकार की तरफ से एक ऑफिस अलॉट किया जाता है, सरकारी ऑफिस अलॉट किया जाता है, जो नॉर्मली घर होता है, घर को ऑफिस। तो कांग्रेस की 0 सीट है दिल्ली में, उनको बीजेपी वालों ने 4 घर अलॉट किए हुए हैं ऑफिस बनाने के लिए। बीजेपी की 3 सीट है दिल्ली में, उनके पास 7 घर हैं ऑफिस बनाने के लिए। वो 7 घर रख सकते हैं, वो ठीक है। कांग्रेस 4 घर रख सकती है अपना ऑफिस बनाने के लिए, वो ठीक है। दिल्ली में जिस पार्टी की सरकार है वो एक घर अगर लेती है तो सारी गड़बड़ हो गई, घर पे ताला लगा दिया, रिकवरी का नोटिस भेज दिया, ये तो ठीक नहीं है।
अरविंद, सब लोग आपका जिस तरह का पहनावा है, रहन सहन है, उससे खैर अब बीजेपी काफी सवाल उठ जाती है आपके रहन सहन पे, लेकिन जिस तरह का आपका पहनावा है, सादे आदमी दिखाई पड़ते हैं, लोगों को अपने जैसे दिखाई पड़ते हैं। लोग ये जरूर पूछ रहे हैं कि 16,000 की थाली में अरविंद केजरीवाल ने ऐसा क्या खाया, यही बता दीजिए कि क्या क्या खाया आपने 16,000 की थाली में।
ये देखिए, ये झूठ बोल रहे हैं ये लोग। हाँ। मतलब जिस तरह से मुझे दुख होता है, एलजी के यहाँ से ये चीज़ें लीक की जा रही है। राजनिवास आज दिल्ली सरकार को गिराने का या उसके खिलाफ षड्यंत्र करने का एक अड्डा बन गया।
आज भी है या पहले वाले एलजी?
ये तो अभी इन्होंने किया था, मुझे तो लगा कि ये बहुत अच्छे व्यक्ति हैं। ये उन्होंने आधी फाइल उन्होंने लीक की मीडिया को। ये मनीष सिसोदिया की फाइल नोटिंग है। इस फाइल नोटिंग में मनीष सिसोदिया लिखते हैं, द रेट्स चार्ज्ड आर एब्सोल्युटली अनएक्सेप्टेबल एंड बियॉन्ड ऑल अप्रूव्ड नॉर्म्स। Accordingly, the proposal to make the payment is not approved.
Welcome back. Here's a quick look at some of the other big news headlines in the newsroom tonight. The electoral fate of 9 candidates, including National Conference President Farooq Abdullah, will be known tomorrow as the stage is set for the counting of votes for the by-poll to the Srinagar Lok Sabha constituency. Punjab Chief Minister Amrinder Singh has called a meeting of the Director General of Police and other officials on the 19th of April to review VIP security. After it, look forward to seeing you Monday evening at 10 p.m. Till then, from all of us here on the newsroom team, goodbye, good night.